Today we'll be conducting a streak plate technique. We're going to be using a plate that has bacteria on it. And you can see there's a specific pattern of the bacteria that indicates that a streak plate technique has already been conducted on this nutrient agar plate. We have a new plate, and the first thing we need to do is write our initials on the back of that plate, not on the lid, but on the back part, as well as the date and the name of our unknown. You might write unknown 1 or unknown 2. Next, we'll turn on our Bunsen burner, and we will use an inoculation loop, sterilizing the inoculation loop the first inch or inch and a half. We want to keep the lids on both of these plates on as much as possible to avoid exposure to the outside environment. Next, we will take the lid off of the first plate. We can use the loop to touch the media in an area where there are no bacteria to cool it, and we will be removing a single colony from the plate. You may or may not be able to see a little bacterial growth on the loop. Next, we open the next plate, and in one corner, we go back and forth several times to release the bacterial specimen in one area. That is our first streak. We then return to flaming our loop as before. Let the loop cool. Turn your plate to a 45-degree angle, and if you turn the plate in a certain way, you might be able to see where the previous streak occurred. Touch the loop in the corner where there's no bacterial growth to cool it, and we're going to go through that culture one time and have a zigzag pattern, not overlapping any of the area that we just covered. Our third flame is necessary. Again, we open the plate, we look at where our second streak is, turn the plate at an angle, cool the loop in a corner where there's no bacterial growth, and we enter the area of the second zigzag once, and then zigzag through that, and our fourth and final flame. We'll cool the loop. Sometimes you hear a satisfying sizzle, and then we're going to go through that third zigzag pattern, and the final streak should not enter the first area. The goal is to release bacteria with fewer and fewer bacterial cells, and ultimately, you can see on this plate, ultimately we have that first quadrant with a lot of growth. The second area, a second streak, you'll see almost lines of bacteria, but eventually, by repeating this, we decrease the amount of bacteria that's on the loop, and we want to release individual bacterial cells that will turn into a colony.